Hello everyone, today I want to teach you how to sew your brand new pair of pointe shoes, okay? Um, this is what you're going to need.
Lighter, pair of scissors, needle, ribbons, elastic, and thread. This one is number 10, so it's nice and thick.
And now you get your pointe shoes, your brand new pair, and it usually comes with the ribbons already. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to cut in 4 pieces. So cut in half and then cut in half again, okay? After you cut those ribbons, okay, you have 4 pieces there. The edges are gonna be a little rough. So what you're gonna do there, use your lighter. If you're too young, please ask your mom for help, okay? And you burn the edges there, very gentle, in order to make the ribbon to not start coming apart, okay? So all of the edges, okay? And then separate. Get your elastic. I usually like the very thick elastic, and cut in 2 parts. After you cut your elastic, okay, measure, put your shoes on your feet, and then measure how long of a ribbon do you need in order to keep it tight, because if it's too long, then every time you go on your toe shoes and off of your shoes are gonna come off of your feet, okay? So make sure that it's tight enough that it's not gonna come off, okay? Then get your needle and put a piece of thread in it, tie a knot at the end right there. Get 1 piece of your ribbon. Now, the way I like to do this, I like to fold in half the heel, and then whatever is that the folding ends, you put your ribbon right there, okay? This one is already on, so I'm gonna show you how to do the other side. So fold it in, find that little mark right there, place your ribbon right there, and then you just, this one is inside, okay? Inside of your shoes. I just poke and then go through right there. The first 2 loops are a little hard to make it, but after that it's very, very easy. So just make loops around it, see, tight, so it doesn't come undone, and just come in, loop around, go to the outside, very nice, and come in and loop it around, very nice. Just make loops around it, can you see it? And then you go again all the way until the end of the ribbon. Nice. And then on the bottom, and then on the top. Almost done. 2 more loops and the ribbon is in right there. And last one, and then it's all done. Do you see there? Nice and neat. So inside here, all I do is I make a few loops just on the inside, and then I tie a knot to make sure that this is not gonna come undone. Once, twice. And one more, just get the needle through the loop there and tie a knot right there, strong. Get your pair of scissors and cut the excess right there. And your ribbon is in very nice and tight, okay? Do the same thing on the other side. Remember, fold the heel inside, and whenever it folds, your ribbon comes right out of there, okay? Nice and clean. Now is the elastic time. Most of the toe shoes has this seam right there. I like to place one side of the elastic right there on one side, and then the other side of the elastic on the other side, just like that, making a loop where your feet can go through and be very nice and secure. Some people like to have that just a little tiny loop here on the heel where your ribbons are gonna come through. A lot of you probably learn like that, but there's two reasons why I don't like that. The first one is because one, takes too much time to put your shoes on, because you have to put it around your ankle and then go through the little loops, and it just takes more time. And the second reason is because once the ribbons are through the loop, they start getting very messy and crinkled, and then it doesn't look good, doesn't look nice and clean, you know. So I like to make those this big loop where my entire foot can go through, and then the elastic is going to help my feet stay in the shoes, okay? So just one side and then the other side here. I'm going to start sewing this here right there, neat. And the same way I did with the loops, I do it in here as well. And if you notice, the elastic, I put it on the outside, not on the inside, because I don't want this elastic to be rubbing against my heel and then make a huge blister. I've done that before and it's extremely painful. So keeping the elastic outside, you prevent the rubbing and then no blisters. So again, the first two loops are the hardest one because the elastic do not want to stay there, but after that it's easy. See, starting to make two little loops there. So just go loop, loop, loop around all the way to the edge of the shoe. Nice and easy. I'm almost done here. It takes practice, okay? So if you do your first pair of pointe shoes and it doesn't look great, don't give up. It's usually like this with everything. In order to be a good cook, you have to cook a lot. In order to be a good dancer, you have to dance a lot, right? There's a lot of repetition. So it's just the same thing with this. The more you do it yourself, the easier it will become and you won't have any problems. See? All the way around. I'm going to finish inside. I'm going to put the needle through and then get inside here. And I'm going to work just into making a few knots to make sure that this is not going to come undone. I just go through, and then there's this big loop here where I put my needle through, and then I pull, and then it ties a knot. And I do that 2 more times to make sure that this elastic is not going anywhere. See, through the loop, pull. And one last time to really assure it's not going anywhere, okay? There we go. Beautiful. Nice and tight. Now you have your loop here with your elastic. The remaining, get a pair of scissors, cut it out, and you're all done. Your elastic's in, your ribbons are in, and now you just have to do the other pair. One more thing, ladies. You don't want this piece of ribbon to be too long, okay? So all you gotta do here is, let me use this foot. Put your shoes on. Right there. And then tie your shoes, right? One side, the other side. Finish it inside and give it 2 easy knots. Not too strong, so you can make sure you can take it off. Now see how this is too long? This is too long. So if you try to put this underneath, it's gonna look like very messy because it's too long. So cut it off the excess, right there. Not too short. There you go. Use your lighter, ask for help, and burn the edges so it doesn't come undone. Very gently like that, that's enough. And now it's properly cutted for the size. So now when you tuck it in, it's not too much. It doesn't look like there's a huge amount of fabric there. You see that? Nice and neat. Very nice, and that should be it. That's all you gotta do. Now, if you notice, one side is going to be a little short than the other side. But that's because the inside loops 2 times around your ankle and the outside just loops once around your ankle, okay? So make sure that you use a pen and you put a letter here to indicate that this is your left foot, and then on your other shoe an R for your right shoe, so then you don't have trouble, because if you put now this pair of pointe shoes on your other foot, the ribbons are not gonna match and they're gonna end up on the outside. Makes sense? So make sure that you know which one is your left, which one is your right, so when you tie, they both ended up on the inside of your foot. Okay? That's all. Thank you. Bye.